Hello and good evening. My name is Red from the YouTube channel Red's Rhetoric. And today we have an announcement to make. Pretty big one, and a happy one. Once upon a time, there was a show called the Non-Sequitur Show. It was a successful channel as a result of a 50-50 partnership between Kyle Curtis and Steve McRae with Booleantor as the producer. Well, after being influenced by really bad actors, along with being blinded by the false idea that he knew what was best for the show, Kyle did a hostile takeover of the channel, removing Steve McRae's and Bull's access entirely. Kyle left Steve McRae with this one response: "Sue me if you don't like it." The show tanked in ratings, and the community was outraged by this action. Kyle even refused to pay Steve up till the point of the breakup, as well as refused to pay Bull for all of his work on the show. The Non-Sequitur fans demanded answers. Unfortunately, Kyle would go on to provide nothing but lies while trying to remain oblivious to the outrage that was in the live chat. So bad was the outrage that Kyle's closest friends decided to ban anybody showing support for Steve and Bull in the live chat. They would go on to mob those who had a hate boner for Steve McRae, thus making things a whole lot worse. But Steve McRae is a stubborn son of a bitch. And after many failed attempts to get Kyle to be reasonable, Steve McRae started a lawsuit against Kyle Curtis, not only for the books and the payment owed to him, but for the return of the channel entirely. Many who hate Steve said that this wouldn't work, that Kyle was the rightful owner, and so on. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The judge was really giving Kyle every chance to make his case. There was more than enough time for him. But Kyle never showed, and the case defaulted into an automatic victory for Steve. But this was the start of a very long wait. Enough time for slander, bullshit, and false narratives to spread like wildfire from those who hate Steve, who seek to demonize him in every way under the sun, trying to discourage him from continuing. But Steve was going to win this waiting game. Kyle could only delay the inevitable. Over 220 days have passed. And I'm proud to tell you all that the court has now officially spoken. It is my privilege and my honor to present, by court order, the winner of the lawsuit and the owner of the Non-Sequitur YouTube channel, Steve motherfucking McRae. Thank you very much, good sir, for all that you've done. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have no words. Okay, so yeah, man. Reds, thank you for that brilliant intro. I didn't know you're going to have a prepared speech. I'm thrilled. But yeah, the courts today have officially decided that I am the rightful owner of the Non-Sequitur Show channel. Kyle officially has 14 days from today to turn over the channel to me, turn over the Patreon to me, turn over the Teespring to me, turn over any PayPal related to that account, and turn over Streamlabs, any account relating to that, all financial records within 14 days including, which is actually the books, not the analytics, but the books. Now, we will be going over this document that is signed today by the Judge Gale from the North Carolina Complex Business Court. It is unquestionable. It is unequivocal. There is nothing Kyle can do to rescind it, vacate it, change it. My lawyer, in his own words, said well, you know what? I'm going to read the words because I have it in front of me right here. He says it is a straight up win. That is from the lawyer. Now, real quick. Oh no, he actually had to go. I want to get this out of the way first because I know Glenn had to go. Glenn was in here earlier. Glenn was my attorney of fact. Oh, he is there. Glenn, I want to thank you so much for paying for these court cases, because I know it cannot be cheap, and yet you had the Your friendship to me was enough for you to take this upon yourself to do what we knew was right to get justice done, and I just cannot thank you enough. And this victory today is all because of you.
All good. It's been fun, Steve.
And I know you have to go soon, but I wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I'll have like 10 minutes, baby.
I also want to say thank you for taking this up, dude. Thank you so much for this.
I think all of us have the same sentiment.
Yeah.
All good.
Thank you so much.
When Kyle said sue me, I don't think he knew that I had a Glenn around. Player 4 has entered the game because we're going to go.
Dude, I honestly think everyone at this point in time in the Hangout and in the live chat, we owe you a round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Winner!
Can I just say that timing, I mean, everyone saw the interview yesterday, right?
Yeah. Well, I saw the first 90 minutes. And I didn't watch the 90 minutes, probably an hour. I couldn't watch anymore. It was the same nonsense rhetoric, all lies, except the very first thing Kyle said was the only thing that I think was the only thing that's true, is how he came about to the story of the Non-Sequitur Show on the podcast. That was the only thing I think that was actually correct.
How about you read that document so we can actually get some facts in here?
Let's do it. Yeah. But anything else you want to add, Glenn?
No.
Okay, good. All right, so you want to put it on the screen and let's kind of go through this document. This is the entry of
no, you can screen share. Go ahead and screen share it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I'm not like a few people I know when it comes to this stuff.
Can you screen share it, or does it have redacted stuff in it?
Nothing's redacted. All right, so this is the entry of partial judgment by default, and I know there are going to be people out there. They're going to say it's only a partial judgment. We'll explain that, and it doesn't really mean that big a deal. There's only one reason why it's partial. It has to do with the very, very last thing on this page, and that's fine. We expected that, and we'll go into detail what it is. But number one, this matter is before the court. Actually, can somebody else read it? I hate reading this stuff.
This matter is before the court on plaintiff's renewed motion for default judgment. The motion against defendant Kyle Russell.
I'm sorry.
Defendant Kyle Russell Curtis, pursuant to Rule 55B of the North Carolina Rules of Civil Procedure, ECF number 14. 2. For the reasons set forth below, the court grants the motion and judgment shall be entered. And then it's just information about the judgment.
These are official on record, so it's not private information at this point. And it's this ECF was what I said was the electronic court filing that was we had on the Elusive Man the other day. This was the motion that we were trying to get signed, and what I said we were waiting for, and would be signed. By the way, that link will be in this video description at some point on this video that Booleantor and I did last night. And I even told Elusive Man last night, Booleantor, did I not say this will be signed? It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And I even said timestamp this. I was that confident on it because the clerk had told me it would be signed.
What I have to say is most telling on this is that line right there that says defendant Kyle Curtis did not appear.
Yeah, but Kyle says that he hasn't had any court documents.
This document says otherwise.
How can he appear at court if he hasn't had documents?
Oh no! You know what's funny is this is weird because I remember in a Discord, didn't he say, "Yeah, I got papers," and he was served? He did say this.
He said a few things.
Yeah,
he said a lot of things.
Then the other side of his mouth spoke up.
Yeah. All right. Procedural background. This is going to be the history of the actual case.
3. Plaintiff initiated this action on August 23rd, 2019 by filing an unverified complaint, ECF number 3. And what is that?
Contemporaneously.
That's a word? Contemporaneously.
At the same time.
It's got the word anus in it.
Canadian schooling.
Sought designation of this action as a mandatory complex business case, which is the same one
right.
for.
This is unverified because at the time we didn't have an affidavit or anything like that, which we'll show on the ECF number 14. I did submit an affidavit, but we had to do some preliminary things before we could verify anything. So that's why this is a step-by-step chronology of what happened. So I know what's going to happen. There are going to be people that put this in this going to go, look, it was unverified. That's what it was back on the ECF number 3. We're up to 17 now, people. Okay, so go ahead.
Number 4. This action was designated as mandatory complex business case by order of the Honorable Louis A. Bledose the third. Bledsoe. Third, Chief Business Court Judge, dated August 23rd, 2019. electronic court filing number 1,
Yeah.
and assigned to the undersigned on August 26, 2019, number 2.
Now, wait a minute. We'll go through these. I showed both of those. I don't see them in the court thing, but I have shown them. The ECF number 1 is actually the one that I showed that says this is to be determined by the complex business court. We had to go to the Supreme Court Justice of North Carolina to get that done. That's how high we had to go. And then the undersigned is that they assigned it to Chief Gale. Okay.
Number 5, on October 3rd, 2019, the court entered default in favor of plaintiff against defendant due to the defendant's failure to plead or otherwise respond to plaintiff's complaint. Do we want to touch it? Kyle, show the fuck up.
Yeah,
pretty much.
There you go. Yeah.
Number 6, on October 9th, 2019, plaintiff filed the motion and a brief... Kyle, shut the fuck up.
God damn it.
Oh, what the hell?
What the hell, man? I do agree. We should have heard that again, but warn me next time.
Sorry.
You got a super chat real quick.
He's got 2.
Yeah, we're gonna get to super chats in a bit, but we're gonna get through this. But we will get to super chats.
Yeah.
Number 7, on October 12th, 2019, the court filed... I was on number 6. On October 9th, 2019, plaintiff filed the motion and a brief in support. Defendant did not file a response opposing the motion.
Basically, Kyle didn't say shit.
Yeah. Although, obviously, according to last night, Kyle had so much evidence, and that he was the rightful owner, and that he started the channel. And
which begs the question: why didn't he say shit?
How many times do you go back and forth? First it was like, well, did Steve said he started the channel? That's news to me. And then it was, he started the channel because I was a noob and didn't know how to do it, even though I have in the court records. Well, it actually is in the email.
But Steve,
lawyer, but what?
But Steve, according to Kyle last night, he was going to bring forth all of this evidence when it came to the actual damages part of the case.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a time machine or?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way, and that's why he probably should have had a lawyer. Instead of listening to internet people, I didn't listen to internet people. I listened to my actual lawyers, but he did say that. Remember, he said that I guess I started the channel because he was a noob. But I have in the emails, we could start a YouTube channel, or we could do it on the GDC channel. I have that email. I have it. So his narrative from start to finish is wrong. Bullshit. All right,
Number
moving
7. On November 12th, 2019, the court filed an order deferring ruling on the motion as the complainant was not verified and there was no affidavit supporting the facts upon which it is based, which is number 13.
That is correct. They were waiting for an affidavit from me at the time. We talked about this to our lawyers. We said, go ahead, file the motion. I will have a affidavit when you need it. The very next day, November 13th, this is November 12th, I submitted the affidavit that day from Wells Fargo, and I have a notary that works there. That's I was going to actually kind of a friend at this point. I've used him so much. So,
number 8. Plaintiff then renewed his motion on November 14th, 2019, with an accompanying affidavit on plaintiff Steve McRae, number 14. Defendant did not file an opposition.
That is correct. Self-explanatory. He didn't bother to file anything. And by the way, again, correct me if I'm wrong, people, but in the Discord talk that he said, well, I did file something. There was a mistake on it. They wanted me to refile or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bullshit.
It was bullshit.
It was bullshit. And by the way, he did say last night he lied about having a lawyer, which, no shit.
Really? To the surprise of literally fucking nobody.
Yeah. Okay,
number 9. The rules of this court require defendant to respond within 23 days of the filing of the motion, BCR 7.6, 2019. Written notice was provided to the defendant by mail sent on November 20th, 2019, informing him that his response was due December 9th, 2019, and that absent his response, the court intended to enter default judgment.
Which is this. So there's two things that are going on. There's an order of default, which means he didn't show. Okay. So the order of default means that he didn't show for the case. He's has an injunction at that point from filing anything in regards to the material facts that I should say that he can't go back and change the original complaint stuff, right? So everything I've complained about, those are set. He cannot defend himself against that kind of stuff. The second thing was the order of default judgment. This was a judgment saying, hey, Steve McRae says that he's the rightful owner of this channel. Do you contest it? Kyle, by not responding, says he is the rightful owner. That's tacitly what it means. He has basically, at this point, because he didn't show, admitted that I am the rightful owner.
Ooh, hang on. Me.
Yeah.
All right, number 10. The motion is now ripe for resolution.
I love that word.
That sounds juicy.
Yeah.
Red, can you say that again?
Do it again.
Wow, okay. I feel like a hooker.
Should.
Yeah, dance, bitch.
A ripe hooker.
You know what? If you get a hooker that smells ripe, you
Need
get
it.
an upgrade.
Okay, all right, hang on. I got this.
Lean in
Okay.
close to your microphone and do it in ASMR.
Damn it. Okay. The motion is now ripe for resolution.
You need to say the word ripe slower.
You know what? Fuck you guys, okay? I did my best.
How about this? The motion is ripe for resolution.
Fuck you, Sean.
There you go.
That sounds like
There
you're
you
stalking
go.
somebody. That's not sexy.
Someone get Blue Marble Science.
Okay. All right, continuing on. These are So these are findings of fact. That was the procedures. So this is basically this procedural background is the history of the court case. So now motion is ripe for a resolution, and so there you go. Finding of facts.
11. Based on the uncontested complaint and the affidavit, the court finds the fact that A, plaintiff and defendant entered into a verbal business agreement to host a social entertainment podcast on and YouTube channel, the channel known as the Non-Sequitur Show, Non-Sequitur, from which both plaintiff and defendant would divide potential proceedings equally.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. He way out on this. He admitted we had 50-50, and then last night he tried to change that to, oh, well, it's only 50-50 for the show, and that was a whole new narrative that he never ever mentioned before. Everything I said about us having a verbal agreement, that was something that I definitely showed my lawyer. He knew. Look, here's what I don't think people were understanding. There's a discovery phase, don't get me wrong, but I still have to show my lawyer shit to even bring it to trial. You think a lawyer's going to take something if we don't have a fucking case?
Well, apparently some people thought so.
Some people are fucking stupid.
Well,
Hey,
yeah, no
Reds,
shit.
Reds, before we carry on, I'm casting my mind back a little bit, and some words that Kyle said are kind of ringing in my head. Do you remember in that hangout and when you and Steve and Kyle were there, and you sided with Steve? What was it that Kyle said that you were going to do? Something about regret that decision.
Oh yeah, that was the wrong move, buddy.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what he said to me. He said that was the wrong move, buddy.
I
Because
mean,
Red has
I'm
a
not
history
your
of making
buddy,
bad moves.
guy.
Okay.
I'm not your guy, friend.
I'm not your
I'm
friend,
not
buddy.
your friend, buddy.
That
B.
is amazing.
Plaintiff created the YouTube account online and by default became primary owner of the channel. C. Defendant told plaintiff that in order to increase traffic on channel, plaintiff would need to give the administrative access and rights to the channel to defendant.
Now, I said that I started that channel. It was demonstrated that I started that channel. You can go look at the first few videos. They were all about my links. And then I had shown my lawyer the email or the message to him, which was, I say email, but a lot of these were hangouts, by the way. You get your hangout in the email, right? So when I say email, it could be one of two things. It's me messaging him on Hangouts rather than an actual sent email, but same thing. And I showed him that Kyle wanted me to transfer ownership to him for SEO reasons. And Kyle denied that. So,
Wait, we've all seen the screenshots where he asked for that, though.
Yep.
How can he deny things when it's like, here's the things you said? No,
because okay. You want the honest answer to that? I think he's learned. I don't mean to be disparaging, but I think that he's learned from flat earthers. Dude, I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I think all these people have taken playbooks right from flat Earth, because how many of them have said shit like, oh, the evidence is out there. Oh, you just haven't seen.
Wow.
It's all out there. Look, it's the same fucking playbook as flat earthers.
Yeah.
Is it not?
That's a place to get some motivation. Flat Earthers, cool.
I mean, it's just like Jeranism proving the curve interesting, and then going, no, Earth's still flat.
Let's go ahead and look at the way flat earthers operate, and then Kyle's going to be like, "Oh, I'm going to follow your example."
Exactly. No, I that was a thing of last resort. Just like he has two last resorts: doing the flat Earth playbook and doing the I wasn't in the right headspace playbook. That was it.
That's why you. Sorry, that whole headspace thing. As someone who actually does suffer from depression. That's what you have a lawyer for in these situations.
By the way, quick question to everyone here. Will the lawyer actually give a fuck about that?
No.
No. Will the judge actually give a fuck about that?
No. The judge gave the reason, and one of the reasons I know this is because the judge gave him an exorbitant amount of time.
Yeah, no shit.
Exorbitant. And he was streaming. He was streaming during this time after a demand letter that said don't stream. He violated that. So he cannot say now he wasn't in any headspace, even though it would be the judge wouldn't care anyways. But he can't even run any kind of bullshit like that because he was streaming. If he's competent enough to stream, he clearly wasn't in some mental ward, drooling on himself and unable to respond,
or in a coma, or in the hospital, or any thing that would be considered a viable reason to not show up at court.
Right. Now, there's a reason why you don't violate demand.
Stress is not a valid reason to not show up at court. Otherwise, no one would ever show up for court.
Well, right.
Well, here's the thing, though. Given the situations, if Kyle's mental health was of such a concern, a judge and the opposing counsel would have been more lenient with it had he actually shown up.
As he would have had to file a doctor's thing saying that he's under medical doctors that he couldn't make it. That did not happen. That did not happen. And I mean, by the way, he would probably have to spend about $20,000 at this point to fight this. And like I said, he can't anyways. It's done. When my lawyer says it's a total win, there's nothing he can do. He couldn't.
Well, here's the thing. Is, to the best of my knowledge, he can appeal. He can apply for a relief from default, but he has to show just cause as to why he never appeared in court.
I don't think so, because I think that if he would have done it before today, possibly.
Yeah, at this point, it's too late.
Yeah, at this point, it's too late.
Yep, I agree. Let's read more of this document.
You getting a hard on, Red?
Oh yes, please, more, Daddy, more.
Take it like a man.
Defendant intentionally made this misrepresentation in order to obtain sole ownership of non-sequitur, evidenced by defendant subsequently banning plaintiff from accessing the channel.
And some of the evidence that we have for this was not just that SEO comment; it was the fact that he used the same excuse to remove Booleantor and myself, and then asked Booleantor to lie about it, which Booleantor was willing to testify about.
Yeah, I was going to say this was what he told Bull to lie about, right?
Same pattern, right?
That's exactly what he told me to lie about.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, Bull. I'm gonna ask you something. Can you please speak to that a little bit? Just give us a bit of insight on that.
Well, what do you want to know? Like,
I want to know exactly. So he came to you, and what did he ask you to lie about?
Well, let me read verbatim.
Ooh.
Off the fucking IM.
Ooh,
I like this.
I already know.
Man,
because
this is such a juicy stream.
Because fuck Kyle at this point for trying to put any blame for this shit on me.
I don't want to fuck Kyle.
Can I make myself look more like Sweet Heathen by matching the camera a little bit?
This was sent Tuesday.
God damn it, hard enough already.
Hang on, guys.
Hey, dude, shut up.
God, a girl comes in, you ought to lose your shit.
This was sent week of Tuesday. I don't know if Tuesday was the day the breakup happened or the day before. I can't recall. I don't really care to look at the calendar. It doesn't really matter. The point being is he took my access away about the same time he took Steve McRae's access away. The reason he gave me the access back is because he actually got sick. My understanding. And my understanding also is the following. Tuesday at 6:26 p.m. So if you go back to that week and look at the show that happened that night, he says to me, for the time being, until I figure out how the hell to handle this mess, if Steve asks, tell him your access went back to, meaning went back to no access. And that all you know is that I'm reconfiguring all the co-host schedules, and that's all you know, so he needs to ask me. I went on to say towards the end of this shit, I said, let me get out of that one here.
Are you doxing somebody?
Yep.
No, she's
Typing.
doxing somebody. I said on 6/12, which is the day of, when all this shit this is literally while Reds and Steve are sitting there in the hangout waiting for Kyle to show up. I said, for fuck's sake, Kyle, get into the show and have this conversation. If you don't want to have it, then tell them. Stop putting me in the middle of this shit. He then goes on.
Oh, sorry.
He then goes on to say, "You around?" And let me find out when this was. This was on 6/14, so this was after the fact. I think you were unfairly put in the middle of things, and a large part of that was my fault. I would like to move forward with you, but I have to be able to trust you, and that you aren't going to be involved with relaying any info related to Steve or Red's show related.
Wow.
We can set up a weekly payout or whatever, so there's no vagueness there, and then I will work on my communication with you and organization. Think it over and get back to me. Thought it over, and I never said another word to the man.
I mean, and by the way, I mean, you showed Reds the when he said like Reds has seen the books. What he's talking about is Booleantor showing Reds
the monetization screen in YouTube. That's what Reds saw.
That's not the books, people, and
that's not the books.
Brutally dishonest by Kyle, trying to say, well, Reds has seen the books. Steve has always had access to the books. That is an outright lie. Outright lie. That's not even a stretching the truth. Outright lie. And this is what they're referring to is when they said Red saw the books. This is because Booleantor showed him the analytic thing, that page that shows how much income was.
They're probably taking my words out of context. So let me make sure I'm clear.
Because you did say you saw the books once, I think.
What I said was I saw more of the books than Steve McRae, and that was fucked up. By more of, what I meant by that was a tiny fucking glimpse via the YouTube Studio app.
Just for clarity.
You mean for clarification? Even you clarified that, and people ask for clarification. I mean, God forbid people are narrative.
Just for clarity, since this was just twisted out of context last night, the books for the interviewer includes YouTube, includes Patreon, includes Teespring, includes PayPal. Any revenue coming into the Streamlabs, any income coming into the Non Sequitur show is part of the books, not just the YouTube analytics page.
Yeah, and the books are actually a report where you have all your income and all your expenses.
Yep.
And if they already had the books, and Boole had the books and showed part of those books to Reds, how come Kyle wouldn't have had those books, and how come he wouldn't provide them to court?
How come his accountant wouldn't have the books? He said the CPA had the books.
Oh, no. Actually, it's worse than that, because we did this behind Kyle's back. Once Boole had some access, we utilized that access through the YouTube Studio app to see what the fuck was actually going on, just so that we could get a glimpse of the incoming revenue. Just a glimpse.
Do you remember what the total was?
Like $2,500 through YouTube alone for just 1 month.
Yeah, but you know what? Did you see the net total?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because I think it was 46,000 last time I saw it. Do you remember, Boole?
It was roughly around 40 grand, 45 grand,
somewhere in that ballpark, range. 45, 46 grand. And so
that's just the YouTube channel, folks. That's not
6 months ago too, by the way. That was like 6 months ago.
Right.
Okay, so we how is it the CPA have these books if he was just talking about analytics? I mean, he's it just makes no. By the way, the CPA didn't exist. The books I don't think existed, but we're going to try to hopefully get us something. But his whole story falls apart from start to fucking finish. If there's no lawyer, he lied about that. There's no CPA, he lied about that. There's no books. Because he thinks that the books are, he's trying to. I think he knows better. I think he's just trying to bullshit people.
Well, actually, hang on 1 second. All right, E. As the new primary owner of the channel, only defendant receives the financial documents relating to the financial condition of Non Sequitur.
Yeah. So that's going to mean basically that he has to send everything directly to me. And so I will be the sole person that's responsible for all the financial documents. From what I understand, and I don't know this for a fact, though, at the end of this, when there's an official resolution, when the case is over, the business has to be probably dissolved in some way. But we're going to continue it in a different fashion, which is I'm working it out. But I have to dissolve it with Kyle in some capacity. Okay, so the financial documents will only go to me because I am the primary owner of the channel.
I don't think anybody else was expecting them, to be honest.
Steve. Hold on, Steve. This part of the document is just talking about how Kyle was the only one that had access to those after he claimed the whole CPA thing.
Yeah.
Intentionally made this misrepresentation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with that, I say let's go to page 4. Page 4.
Right.
Page 4.
Page 4.
What about E? We didn't do E.
I just read E.
You just read E. Where are you?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's good. Okay, go ahead. Go, read those.
Am I still going?
Yeah, you have the. Well, unless Sweet.
If you just read E.
Hang on. Let Sweet do something for a change. Let her be useful. Other than just sit there and look pretty. I'm not allowed to say, that. How you doing, Sweet?
Before the stream started, he was like, "Do I just feel like being nice to Chesh today?"
I did say that actually. Well, yeah, I have to. Okay, look at yin and yang, symbol and intersymbol. If I'm nice to you, I got to be mean to Sweet.
Okay.
It has to be balanced in the universe.
Hang on, everyone, shut the fuck up. Hey, Sweet, can you do me like a really good favor and read F right there on the screen there, please?
I think so. If I can
do
see
it in your sweet voice.
All right.
I do like your accent.
Oh my god.
The channel began generating revenue due to its increasing popularity, and given the partnership relationship between plaintiff and defendant, plaintiff requested review of the financial documents and his 50% of Non-Sequitur's revenue pursuant to the agreement between them.
So back in March especially, this is when I first contacted, the first time I really verbally, I don't know if I verbally or wrote it. I'm not going to say one or the other. It's one or the other. But I told McRae and Booleantor, I was like, I'm having some questions here. I don't know what's going on. And I said specifically, Kyle is not being forthcoming with financials, is what I told him. Especially, Bull, I know I told you. Is that the words I used? Something along those lines?
Yeah, but I think I would phrase it a different way.
That's the word. I'm pretty sure that's how I told Bull.
Yeah.
How did you? How do you remember it?
Well, I don't remember it word for word, but it was something like, "Yo, something's fucked up here, and I want to know what."
I don't think I put it that way, but yeah, pretty much. That's
basically you were like, "Look, there's some bullshit afloat. It's starting to smell in here. It's getting nasty, and you know what? I'm running out of Febreze."
Yeah, and so to Red's credit and Bull's credit, they've been pushing me to have the little talk with Kyle. But the thing was, Kyle is a diva, and if you argue with him and you disagree with him, I mean, again, all this projection that they put on me comes from them, because I guarantee it, off air, if you question Kyle, he lost his shit. He didn't like to be questioned on some stuff when it's stuff like this. He's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got it covered. And the CPA guy has all that, and I'll get you that information then. But I didn't want to press him too hard because I knew that he had primary control of the channel because I gave it to him, and I was like, okay, if he tries to do something stupid like remove me, it's going to be very bad. It's going to kill the channel, and I knew that was going to kill the channel. I even told Reds, if we go through talking to him eventually, this is probably what's going to happen, and that's why I made the Death of the Non-Sequitur show video. But they forced me into it, and I mean that in a very good way. But it did take some time for them to finally convince me this has to be done.
Next time we're just going to use a red hot poker.
Yeah. So both of you guys pushed me in that direction. So, anyways, moving on. Do you want to continue, Sweet?
Oh, you know me. I just do whatever you tell me to do.
I know. You have learned so well. It usually takes
I'm a well-trained kitten.
I swear to God, it usually takes me freaking years to train people, but you just pick it up like that.
I'm a fast learner.
I know. I love you. Okay, go ahead.
Defendant informed plaintiff of his intent to continue operation of the channel without plaintiff.
Reds, is that pretty self-explanatory? Because that's what he did.
Yeah, it pretty much like this thing with Steve probably not working out, so I'm just gonna kind of like do my own thing with it. I'm gonna try and make it the secondary bitch channel to Mr. Atheist so I can try and get some of his subscribers my way.
Oh, and by the way, that was a big thing. I can tell you right now, he definitely wanted Mr. Atheist's subscribers. Which, by the way, I did show that he at first thought they were being bought. So his loyal buddy, Mr. Atheist, he was accusing of buying subs. Well, there you go. But okay, so don't resub yet. Wait till I have. Don't resub to the Non-Sequitur show yet. Wait till I actually have it in my name. He has 14 days, and he'll wait that till the last moment, I'm sure. But
I think it would be more amusing to get everybody to resub right now, so that way Kyle can watch it go up, but he still has it.
No,
not a chance. Not a chance.
Tempting though.
Yeah, no, I'll let you guys know when I actually have when he's turned it over to me. Now, if he doesn't turn it over to me, I guarantee he will be in jail. I pretty much. Well, I'm not going to guarantee it, but I can say that 99% chance. I mean, we will push. I will say this: we will definitely.
It can't be 99%. It has to be 95%.
95%. I have talked to my lawyer. We will. At that point, it is definitely a civil contempt of court charge, and they don't mess around. They arrest you and they haul you in front of the judge and say, "Why'd you violate this order?" And there is no excuse. You will go to jail.
Well, with that, I want to read this one because this is just awesome. I love it. I love it so much. Defendant has since verbally admitted on several occasions. Hang on one second, just in case for people who are tuning out. Defendant has since verbally admitted on several occasions that he owes plaintiff half of Non-Sequitur's proceeds, but has refused to provide plaintiff with the same or with the opportunity to review the financial documents pertaining to Non-Sequitur's financial condition.
Yeah, and let me emphasize this.
So does that mean that anybody saying otherwise is completely full of shit and a fucking liar, since we know you're all watching?
Yes, they are. And let me make this very clear. I had entered that video of the Death of Non-Sequitur show as evidence to the court. That is actually in evidence. It's actually in the original complaint. My lawyer did watch it. So him verbally admitting to this on multiple occasions, there's other videos that my lawyers watch as well. And by the way, unlike him, remember he said, "Oh, my lawyer's watching all these videos. My lawyer's looking for all these slanderous things that Steve said." Holy shit. He didn't have a lawyer. Somebody, Jared, I mean, I always go to you, man, because you're like the most linear thinker here. I'm not saying that the rest aren't, but you are really linear. Give me from A to B here, or A to C. If he didn't have a lawyer, how is his lawyer reviewing anything?
Ain't that the question?
Magic?
I'm so confused.
Wait, I'm gonna
all
say
this slander stuff, right? He said, did he not say that his lawyer was reviewing all these videos? And the reason why it was taking so long, he said the lawyer was reviewing all these videos and that I was making it drawn out. Did he not say that?
He did, but here's the thing, Steve, you have to remember is there are a lot of people who do ascribe to the infinite universes theorem. And so in some reality, on some other version of Earth, there is some Kyle who did the same thing.
Off with
No, I mean, seriously, I mean, what am I missing here, for God's sake? He outright lied about that, saying that I was the person that made it longer, because he ran this whole narrative about fraud and all this crap that came out with bullshit. And now, and he's like, well, my lawyer's reviewing all these videos because he keeps slandering, he keeps talking about things, and I can't release the funnies to him because my lawyer and my CPA said not to. None of those people existed, which means the whole story was a complete lie. As I said from day one, was a complete lie.
Damn.
Reds, am I missing something here? I mean, like, seriously? Like, he admitted he had no lawyer, so how the fuck could a lawyer be reviewing these things? But he did admit to it. He admitted that that he owed me half. And by the way, how many times did he say that I would get everything that I was owed? How many times did he say that?
Where's that counter at?
200 and how many days?
Over 220 at least.
Oh my God. All right. Getting to the conclusions of law. Who wants to read it? Who wants to do it? Anybody?
I think we should let Cheshire do the conclusions of law.
That's fine. Well, all the girls. Okay, so the girls have one purpose, is to read stuff. I get it.
Well,
this is why we have women
right?
around. Just
Steve,
okay,
don't make me hurt you.
Just use her for her voice.
I want to read 13.
Right.
Okay. 12. Chesh, go ahead. Please.
I mean, I'm lagging, so I don't know if you guys can.
Oh, fuck. Okay, how about this? Let's do Sean Hufford, read 12 and 13.
12. Service of process on defendant was duly effected on August 30th of 2019. when he was personally served with a summons and complaint via certified mail as evidenced by a return receipt. So Kyle has indeed gotten papers from the court.
But he said he didn't.
He did say he didn't last night.
Shit.
Wow, huh? Wow.
And
Somebody's lying.
here's the beautiful thing about certified mail sent in that way. You have to sign it when you get the envelope.
Yep.
Somebody's lying.
And just to point out that somebody made the comment last night about their interview that he can't stand it when somebody lies on his show. There you go.
Yeah, I lost count how many times he lied the other night in that interview. I really lost count. I was like, I said, he started off, okay, up to the first 2 minutes, what he said, yeah, totally right. Then it was like, nope, that's a lie. Oh, nope, that's a lie. Oh, that's a lie. Okay, whatever.
So we'll move on to 13, and I want all of the McHaters to pay very close attention to this because this is really important. When default is entered due to a defendant's failure to answer, the substantive allegations contained in plaintiff's complaint are no longer at issue, and for purposes of entry default and default judgment are deemed admitted.
Admitted means accepted to the people in the back row.
So by Kyle not showing up, well, we can actually continue on. I'm not going to read all the legal documentation. By failing to respond to the allegations in the complaint, now supported by affidavit, and with default having been entered, plaintiff's allegations are deemed admitted, which means Kyle has, by not showing up, said, I have no contest for these claims.
Correct.
It's an admission of guilt to not show up is what it means.
Yeah, and I was very clear to my lawyer about that. I'm like, and he told me straight up, that is exactly what it means. It means that the defendant is saying that they have nothing to contest and that everything that the plaintiff have been saying is, as far as the eyes of the law, correct.
So for all of the McHaters, again, by Kyle not showing up, the court case is over.
Now, yeah, they I'm sure they're going to run script. Well, had it gone into discovery, then it would have been shown that Steve didn't have a case. Oh, fuck you. Again, a lawyer's not going to take the case. And by the way, you think Glenn's going to spend money on this if he didn't think we had a case? Glenn? I mean, you have to think that the entire system is fucking idiots to think that way. And
you know what? It's a case of shoulda, woulda, coulda. The fact is, Kyle didn't. He didn't. Just period. Didn't even fucking show up. And as a result, this shit happened.
Yeah. And this is what I said before, that Kyle had admitted to this stuff by not showing up. Continue.
14.
Sean, go ahead.
Defendant is subject to this court's jurisdiction, and plaintiff having submitted competent testimony of the facts alleged, entry of judgment by default is authorized by NCGS 175.11 and NCR Civil Part 55.
Yeah, it's just saying that, obviously that's just saying that because it's in the competent jurisdiction and the plaintiff, myself, submitting competent testimony of the facts alleged. They accept it. Yeah, you want to take that one? Because let's go for it. Because I admitted.
Hang on. Let me. Okay, hang on. Pants are coming off for this. Pants are coming off.
Wait, you're wearing pants?
Zipper is down. Okay, hang on 1 second. All right, I'm going to take my time with this one. Okay. Defendant is liable to plaintiff. That's good. Okay.
Can you just start that again?
Yeah. Hang on 1 second. Okay, let me just. God damn it!
Take it slow. I like it slow.
Where's my lotion? Okay, hang on.
I like things to last.
Hang on. Okay. All right.
This is everybody's dream.
Okay. Dove's sensitive skin do me wonders. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's lather up. Okay. This is gonna be hot. Okay.
This is going to be so demonetized.
Okay. All right. Defendant is liable to plaintiff for breach of contract, fraud, conversion, breach of fiduciary duty, and unfair and deceptive trade practices as set out in plaintiff complaint. Oh my God, it's
you
everywhere.
Couldn't do it. Yeah, and there's also,
Oh my God.
there's also unjust enrichment too, but
It's
really
all
doesn't
over the
matter.
walls.
They
It's
also
on my
found
keyboard. It's on the ceiling.
it's everywhere. So, but like I said, there's also unjust
Oh.
enrichment. But this is just enumeration. But if you go to the original, it also was for the
Oh
unjust
God.
enrichment.
So
these are liable for.
Now. I need to clean up now. Hang on 1 second. Okay, where's the tissues?
So I'm gonna ask like Sean this question. Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but in order to be held liable for breach of contract, you have to have a contract.
Yes.
Okay.
Verbal, written, or otherwise.
So the people that said that I didn't have a contract, the people that said I had no case, what now? What?
Why the judge is saying that he is liable for breach of contract.
What happened to all those people that said I didn't have a contract when I said that I did, and I knew that I
those
did?
people are all hate watching right now.
I think I have a theme
and
song.
they've got Reds cum all over their faces.
I think I have a theme song for that little situation. They're
Oh
talking about their
God.
ass again.
Oh God. I know which one. Hey, you know what? This shit's already demonetized. So if you want to play at the end of the hangout, I say we go for it.
And by the way, I could just tell you right now, we already have people lined up. When we get the Non-Sequitur show back, we will have people that are already lined up. We have a lot of things planned. People don't remember the fact that there are 4 billion people on the planet. Out of that, there's 100,000 people easily that would probably want to come on this show. Tens of scientists and philosophers and hundreds of thousands of people. We are going to try to get all kinds of people on this show, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. And so don't worry about us not finding great people to find. We're going to have
I want 16. I want 16.
Ah, damn it. I was going to have 16. Fine. Fuck you. You can have it.
No, Red, you get 17.
Go ahead.
Plaintiff, i.e. Steve McRae, is entitled to access to the financial documents associated with Non-Sequitur's financial condition and to 50% of Non-Sequitur's proceeds prior to being removed from the channel on June 11th, 2019.
No, this is going back all the way to fucking
now, the reason why I asked Laura, I said, why is it just prior, not afterwards? He's like, it has to be a 2-step thing. And so we have to set a date because he breached the contract on that date. So we're going to ask for 50% prior to that, and we're going to ask for 50% after that as well once we get the books.
Would that be in perpetuity?
That would be in perpetuity. Yeah, that would. Well, no, actually, it's not even that. It's the fact that it's still the same business. There's still revenue coming in.
But I don't understand how any of this is fair. Kyle did 95% of the work.
Well, yeah, I just want to clarify that this section that we're reading for everybody is the judgment of the court.
Yeah, and by the way, FYI, once we resolve this, there is no more 50-50. It's 100% mine.
I was going to wait for the end of that. That comes at the end.
Yeah, okay, we want to wait for that because I just want to put that out there. Sean, I think Reds, I offered him a pretty sweet deal that I think he should have taken.
Yeah.
Taken, that he should have taken, and I bet he regrets that now. Okay.
Everyone is saying that Steve now owes Kyle 50% in perpetuity.
That's where the breach of contract comes in.
That's where the breach of contract comes in. Exactly.
Yeah, Kyle breached the contract. Steve is not required to follow that contract.
Is the chat telling me that there's a certain lawyer out there that doesn't understand what a breach of contract is? Yes. Is that what chat's telling me right now?
That's what it seems like.
Anonymous says the first Non-Sequitur show guest should be Kyle Curtis and how he spent $50,000 on cocaine in 6 months.
Damn.
All right, moving on here.
Let's see. Defendant fraudulently induced plaintiff to turn over control of the channel and proceeds from the channel to defendant. Basically, Kyle fucking lied to him, saying, hey, this is for SEO reasons. Wrongfully converted partnership assets to his own and breached his fiduciary duty as a partner.
Yeah, I mean, we already know that he spent the money on Patreon for rent. Booleantor is well aware of this during that time because I'm pretty sure that we were discussing that. Bull, did I make it clear that he was using that money for rent? We knew that he was using the Patreon money. Okay, so we made it clear that it was for rent.
It was brought to the fore because I needed money for rent too, if I recall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, he had to make sure his rent was whatever. By the way, you have no idea how many times I wanted to tell him, I did tell him, hey, we need to give a bull just a flat rate so he's covered all this, so he doesn't have to.
Well, actually, I have a question for the for all the lawyers in the chat. I wonder if they could help me understand this next line. Defendant's actions were unfair and deceptive. And hang on. Let me just. I gotta.
Oh, hold on. He's got to unzip his pants again.
Hang on 1 second. Gotta unzip the pants again.
We're gonna have to fundraise to get Reds more lotion.
He's gonna have to fundraise for the cleaners.
I feel like he needs to put a towel down.
Dude, if you do this too much, it's gonna fall.
I mean, my mom told me if you do it too much, it goes blind. You go blind, shit like that. Anyway,
how am I supposed to give you the hand job I owe you if it falls off?
You know what? I'm taking that fucking risk, okay? Eat a dick, anyway.
How often do you need to shave your palms?
So, and by the way, there is an actual lawyer, one of our friends, in the live chat right now that is just laughing his ass off about.
One person in the live chat's like, Red's about to get dehydrated. Damn straight. All right. Defendant's actions were unfair and deceptive and were in or affecting commerce.
Especially when he decided to take the channel into a new direction based on his own monolateral decision, which he didn't have the empowerment to make. He lied to Mr. Atheist about it. He lied to Shannon Q about it. He lied to Gauss Engineer about it. He lied to Kayla Chloe about it. And he lied to Katie Jo Paulson about it. He lied to all of them about his. He tried to convince them that he had sole ownership to do so and make these executive decisions. I will go on a limb and say some of them may have actually believed him at the time, but I'm not convinced later on that they were not aware of it, and I think that they lied about it. So that's my position. Again, that's my own personal.
We'll sit around and wait for that apology you're not getting and the apology that the fans aren't getting.
Yeah. I know Mr. Atheist lied about it. That is no question about it. He knew. There's absolutely no mind about it. He knew that we had a partnership. He knew Kyle had no unilateral ability to remove me from the channel, and he was continuing to stream to my channel from his own. Mr. Atheist, you're an outright liar.
We got a message from OPT lawyer that says,
I was just about to say that.
You're damn right I'm laughing my ass off. This order is freaking awesome. This is really strong language from a court. I don't think that's being made clear enough.
I think the wording that Glenn used was golden. Yeah, this is, I mean, just something else my lawyer said too, but he basically said, my lawyer said, this is a, what was he said? I just read at the beginning.
A straight up win.
It's a straight up win. Yeah, thank you. It's a straight up win. My lawyer was so gushing. He was just like so happy because I just called him the other day and he's like so apologetic going, God, I'm so sorry this is taking so long. It's normally not like this, but we want to word this in the strongest possible fashion. That's what he said. We want to word this in the strongest possible fashion.
Yes.
And they did, I think. So.
And plaintiff is entitled to treble damages under NCGS 75-16. The court defers consideration of an award of attorney's fees under NCGS 75-16.1.
Yeah, so let me ask the OPT lawyer real quick. Would you say that my lawyers were pretty damn good because they from start to finish did everything perfectly? I mean, I have no complaints with them at all. Glenn has no complaints. They were contacting us. They were there for us when we needed information. They said we will, do the best possible job to represent you, and they wanted to word this in the best possible light. You as a lawyer. Would you say that they did so, by the way, at the very end of this or now? And because I had people saying that my lawyers were incompetent, and I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So this does not sound like an incompetent lawyer to me.
Well, that is actually worded in a way that I need to question that. Because it says the court defers consideration of an award of attorney's fees. Does that mean that the court is not awarding attorney's fees?
There's more going on.
Okay. There's more going on. Keep in mind that this is a partial. This is not going towards any of the financial damages or awarding at this point, which attorney's fees would fall under that, which is why it would be a separate line item, which Correct. Is good on you and your lawyer for actually getting it worded that way. Otherwise, the lawyer fees would have come out of the damages award.
Yeah, and that's so. Well, they're not. By the way, my lawyers aren't contingent. So
okay.
But wait, real quick. The reason why the whole any fees we have a 30-day affidavit we need to put forth to the fees, and then we have to show them we paid attorney fees.
Right,
and then there's consideration on that, but we are asking for attorney fees to be given to us, and that will happen.
All right, I'm gonna be a little eager McBeaver here. Okay, plaintiff requires access to the financial documents for the channel, including all documentations of amounts collected, in order to be able to determine the amount he is owed. Plaintiff is entitled to recover administrative control. Hang on.
Sorry.
I want to repeat that. Plaintiff is entitled to recover administrative control of the channel as its rightful owner.
Woo!
It is therefore adjudged.
Hang on. Don't get that far yet. Don't get there yet. Yeah, dude, this is edging. OPT lawyer, deferring of the attorney fees are likely because they need to prove the reasonableness of the fees. That's an extra step. Absolutely. And I'm well aware of that. Yep. And that's perfectly fine because we have all that as documented as well. All right. Now we get to the meat and the potatoes, people. The piece of the resistance.
It is therefore adjudged, ordered, and decreed that... Hey, Sean, would you like to take A?
Defendant shall return administrative control and primary ownership rights of the Non-Sequitur podcast, YouTube channel, and other accounts associated with the party's business endeavor to plaintiff.
So what does that include? That includes Twitter, the YouTube channel, whatever podcast website you have. If a website exists, that one, the Teespring, Twitter handle. Is there anything I'm missing?
PayPal,
Patreon,
Yeah,
Streamlabs.
I think there's a Patreon account.
Possibly
Discord server.
Discord, yep.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sweat the Discord because we can just change the name.
Yeah,
No,
it is what is, but defendant shall provide plaintiff with all financial documents associated with Non-Sequitur's financial affairs and financial condition within 14 days of this order.
which is dated today.
14 days. 14.
So he has until the 7th of February, or the 6th or the 7th of February.
14 days.
These are not business days either. It's just straight up 14 days.
Yeah.
Straight up 14 days.
And it'll start tomorrow as the clock. All right, next one.
Chesh, which I take C.
Plaintiff, within 30 days after receipt of the documents ordered to be produced to him, shall submit an affidavit documenting any damages and attorney's fees for which he made the claim and.
Okay, so that means that basically after I see all the financials, and then after I see all the financials, then the clock starts ticking. We have 30 days to say this is much we're owed, and and it will be. I'm guessing. Okay, I'm just going to put a low end ball. It has to be a minimum of $25,000 to do this in a court, mandatory business court. So we know there's at least $50,000 in YouTube, so that's a done deal.
Yep.
I have a low ball of $30,000. I think it's going to be much more than that, but that's the low end, and we're asking for treble damages of that.
The court retains jurisdiction for the purposes of reviewing and ruling upon plaintiff's monetary claims.
And that's simple.
The 23rd day of January, 2020.
Kyle hasn't been screwed this hard since he dropped the soap last time he was in
Holy
prison.
fuck.
So
OPT lawyer says, so in other words, this is a partial judgment because the court needs to get the actual numbers for the damages, aka we need to know how much the defendant owes the plaintiff.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Because Kyle never filed anything with any fucking books, you idiots.
And that's not a problem because again, we know for a fact that the YouTube channel made a close to around $50,000, probably, I'm guessing. We know that the Patreon probably was around $1,000 to $1,500 a month for 10 months. There's probably 10 grand sitting there. Just lowball, 10 grand. Half of 10 grand is 5,000. Half of 50 is 25. 25 plus 5 is 30,000. That's how I came up with the 30,000 number. 30,000 times 3 is 90,000. And I'm going to assume around 10,000 in legal fees, give or take. And so when I say it's about $100,000 total, that's the number that we came up with. And by the way, if he does not show all the financials, that's contempt of court.
My keyboard has never been this sticky before. Jesus Christ!
I was gonna have Sweet Heathen read the very last part. Sweet Heathen, can you put the final touches on here, because you have been one of the most amazing people that have stood by me, and I cannot thank you enough for your friendship and your ear to chew off late at night when I'm crying hysterically, just begging to be heard.
You are quite the whiny bitch.
I am. I know. You ain't gotta tell our goddamn secrets. I don't know if I want to give you this now.
What are you laughing, Reds?
Yeah. Let me check my fucking phone here, bitch. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Where are we?
Just read the date and the name of the judge. Just that part. Right there. Let's do it.
The 23rd day of January, 2020. James L. Gale, etc., etc. I lost the view.
Yeah.
Because Red was talking.
Now, if
Senior
I can,
business
if I
court
can,
click on it,
judge.
click on him. You see at the bottom, if you click on somebody, you can white box them as an individual. So if you click on Steve, it will white box him and pull him up. So
So I'll do the
Senior
last one then.
business court
so
judge.
can I sum up that last 4 parts for the Team Fuck Steve people that are saying that it's a partial judgment
Because of this last part, yeah.
because of this last part. The only part that's a partial judgment is because some of it has been judged as must happen, as in A must happen. There's no equivocation on that. The channel is now legally Steve's. Period.
Yep.
The part
Well,
that
by the
still
odds
needs
of law,
to be,
yeah.
the part that still needs to be dealt with is how much money Kyle's getting fucked out of.
And I guarantee it, we can show how much money's involved. That's. Does anybody
would
here
probably
think that
say-
it's not around $50,000 more? And it's probably
Well,
much more than that. That's
More
low end.
importantly, how easy is it going to be to get your money back from Kyle's dealers?
I would also specify that it's not. Kyle isn't getting fucked out of this money. This isn't a Kyle's getting fucked situation. This is what Kyle owes as
and then some.
as a proper human being, not
And then
getting
some.
fucked.
I mean, he could have paid me the $30,000, or now he's going to be have a lawsuit against a judgment that's going to be around 6 digits. It's going to be around $100,000, give or take. And you know what? Might even be more than that. I mean, we might go for he found liable for each claim up to including $25,000. We could incur additional, and I would have to ask my lawyer for the details. OPT lawyer might give us some feedback on that. Each count is liable up to $25,000.
Let me address something that's been said in chat several times now. People are saying that Kyle's going to appeal this. Here's the thing. No. Hold on. You can't appeal a default judgment. The only recourse is to get a relief from default, and it's already past that because a judgment has been made.
There's nothing he could do.
It's too late.
It would cost him. And even, by the way, even if he tried, which by the way is not possible, but even if he tried, it would cost him $20,000 to even probably do so, and he better off just paying me. Or after, you know what, might take an offer in compromise. You know what? Well, I can't pay you $100,000. I'll pay you this much. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows, right? Better.
Have to see what shape the channel's in first.
Yeah.
This is a good day, regardless who's pissed. This is a good day. With that,
Very good day.
I am going to do some due diligence on my part, guys. So give me a.
Oh, you're
moment.
finally going to clean up?
Well, actually, this is going to take a while. God's Auditor for $5. I'm driving right now, Steve. I'd send you another bottle of scotch, but you haven't finished the last one.
Don't.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I have 80%. Look, the only thing, it's so funny because somebody was out there, Steve just drinks a lot. I have 1 bottle of alcohol in the house. It's that bottle of scotch. That's a Glenlivet 12, and I have 80% of that left. That's how little I fucking drink. And it's good scotch, by the way, and I'm savoring it. I only hope you really drink it on special occasions, which I will be doing tonight probably, or tomorrow night, or whenever. I might have a little after show after this, but I don't drink that much, but that bottle is for special occasions because it's that
you know
good.
what?
Thank you.
This is a special one for Copernicus Thinker for $15. Next legal stop on the train of revenge, FE Core? Maybe. End Flat Earth for $5. Right on at Steve McRae. This is good news. I'll definitely resub when you get it back. Thank you very much, End Flat Earth. For $2, Helios. Red's gonna get the bin prego if he keeps this up.
You think? Now, see, what people don't realize is that the real singularity, that crossing of humanity and artificial technology and artificial intelligence, Red just caused it in this stream.
Maria Vegeta.
Real quick though, I will throw this out there.
Great.
I have been monetized for the membership benefits now for my channel. So instead of having me, I know God's Auditor is a member, but instead of like giving me a bottle of scotch, if you want to become a member of my channel, I put the link in the video script or the live chat because that means a lot because you get that little green symbol.
She just won a bunch of shit and now he's shilling.
Yeah, I haven't got a dime for this guy yet. Like literally, I shows that he owes me money.
Chill out, Steve. You've got 2 channels now.
Hang on. Technically 3.
Channels.
Technically 3.
Technically three.
And by the way, I would just like to say, see Uni, that's how you shill.
Yeah, well, I don't put
Mirai?
PayPal. I'd rather have people that are like the channel and that wants to become members, because we are doing stuff on my channel. I got a few things lined up with some cool people coming up.
There we go. Mirai Vegeta for $5. The butt hurt tomorrow will be glorious. Congrats, Steve. You've earned it with hearts.
Thank you, girl. Here's the thing: I don't watch any of the butthurt stuff. Matter of fact, we blocked them all, so I have no idea whether they could be butthurt or not, and I don't care.
Oh no, we know that they're gonna be butthurt.
Oh, we know that.
We're just not gonna watch it.
Yeah,
because we don't care.
Copernicus Thinker for $26. The pen is strong with these good people, Red, Steve, and everyone on this topic. Thank you so much. And let's see, Tatty Boggle for £5. Chalk one up in the win column for the good guys with a beer clashing emoji. Woo! Cheers! All right, let's see. Britters bites back for $5 Canadian. Congrats to Steve, Cheshire, and especially Boole. I'm very happy justice was served and the right person won. Where can I send a big bottle of rum to?
Vegeta says McRae. Pronounce it right when I pay you to say it.
I finished off that bottle of rum that I had, the spice rum that took me like 6 months. And by the way, anybody cares, I don't drink vodka. There's somebody in here right now that knows exactly what I drink, and I don't think they've ever seen me drink vodka. I prefer rum or scotch or a high-end drink. I can't drink vodka, so
I think they're just confusing you with me. I drink pretty much anything.
You're a lush, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Helios. Kyle learned from Mr. Intelligent Design for $5. Oof.
I wouldn't even go that far.
Damn.
Intelligent Design doesn't make
that's the correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the egg and tissue paper proves God guy, right?
Right. Problem, solution. Yeah.
Sweet. By the way, I adore you, and you can drink anything you want except for Thunderbird. If you ever drink Thunderbird, I'm not going to talk to you again.
For $6.
Congratulations! Now everybody knows how to get rid of Steve.
Exactly. Drink Thunderbird, and we're done. This can't happen. Red, that includes you.
Oh yeah, of course. $6.66. Satan and I missed the Non-Sequitur show. Well, it's almost over. Tell Satan we're coming back.
Woo!
Woo! Yes, Satan. Satan has been a very good friend of us here on the YouTubes, and yeah, it would be nice to maybe interview him on the Non-Sequitur show, which is now 100% Steve's, as it should have been this entire fucking time.
Legally, it's mine. He still has to sign it over, but you know what? Maybe he'll have one honorable thing in his body and just do it right now or whenever.
No way, not gonna happen. He's too butthurt.
I think so too. I think he's probably gonna end up getting arrested.
He's been dragging it out the entire time because he's so butthurt and he's so fucking being stubborn about it. He decided he wasn't gonna even do anything with the channel. He was just gonna archive it, and he still wouldn't give it to you. He's just being a bitch. Hashtag bitch made. Hashtag you fucking lost, and he's gonna drag it out as long as he fucking possibly can till 11:59 on the 14th. And even then, he might be, you know what? Fuck you. There's no way they're gonna send me to jail, and then he's gonna be in fucking jail.
I can tell you right now for a fact.
And then he's gonna be like, "But at least I didn't get into that channel, though." As he's picking this,
I will go on record. And by the way, thank you, TT7875, becoming a patron. I do thank everyone who does. So I will say for a fact, if by that deadline, that exact minute where he has not turned over the channel, we will ask the judge for contempt of court charge. Yeah, we will ask for a civil contempt charge, and for him to be hauled in cuffs. The sheriff's department actually physically goes out and gets him, and to be brought in front of the judge. He'll have a bench warrant issued. I'm almost guaranteed of it.
I have a question. Uh-huh. If he's breaking the law in any other way when they arrest him, will he get charged with that shit too?
Yeah. Additional charges, yeah. If the police find you all in the act of committing a separate felony or misdemeanor when they're coming to serve a warrant, that gets tacked on as a separate charge entirely.
Interesting.
And
not saying anything, just curious.
Morten Nielsen for 45 DKK. We're just going to call it Dick Dollars for short. This is just amazing. A shame it took so long, though, but congrats, Steve.
Thank you.
Ilya Moon for $20. So proud of you all. Steve, so proud of you. You are so inspiring. You fought for the right thing because it was the right thing to do for the fans. You have done this community so proud. Much love.
Thank you. And Elliot, you are one of the best things that have come out of all this bullshit drama that was out there, and we're so happy that you have said your story and that you're part of the shills now, and that anybody who doesn't like you, they can fuck off and die and burn in hell for all I care.
Yeah, I think
You're amazing.
I think there was a word here that was mistyped, so I'm just going to go over it with what I think that they were saying. But Helios for $20. The traitor and liar Kyle has fallen. Long live the real Non Sequitur show. This is more than Steve's victory. This is all of our victory. Thanks to Glenn for making this possible. This is one happy super chat. Thanks, Reds.
Yeah, it really is everybody's. Like I said, I have done this from the very beginning for a lot of the fans, and people say, well, does that mean they get their money? I'm like, well, the intent of the fans was that the money was divided between Kyle and I. That was why they decided to be nice about it and give. I've always contacted the fans. I was always the one staying up to all wee hours of the morning, talking to people that wanted to talk about the show and to talk about various topics and to promote the Non Sequitur show. That wasn't Kyle. That was me. I cultivated the fans. I treated them as not just fans, but friends. I don't think he gave a shit about the fans one or the other. Matter of fact, I'll go on record and say he didn't give a fuck. I know he didn't. It wasn't about the fans with him. That was lip service. Yeah. Straight up lip service.
Speed Knob for $10. Gratz brother. So that happened. And so thank you very much, Speed Knob.
And just to piss some people off, can I go ahead and say all hail King Steve?
Yep. All hail the king. On your knees, dogs.
So we have King Steve, we have Queen Goblin, and King Goblin.
Oh, that's great.
Damn Skippy.
We need who's the Joker?
We're gonna get all
Keon?
7.
I'm going to say,
I'm gonna let you slide on that one.
You know what? You know what?
Sorry.
You know what? Hang on.
Take time, but that's good.
Chesh. I will allow that nomination because you have to admit he is pretty fucking hilarious.
He's
the best.
Especially when he tries so hard.
Yeah, I gotta admit that.
yeah, I feel bad now for trying so hard to get Steve Moore to be dumb fuck of the year, because after the interview yesterday and what's just happened, it probably should have been Kyle.
But I think so too. But I know you got many more super chats. Can I read this one myself though? That one that came up.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Okay. Kyle's lawyer, $2. Well, I fought as hard as I could. Kyle's lawyer, I'm so glad that you graduated last in your class. Okay. So glad.
Copernicus Thinker, $6. Kyle has somehow exceeded even Jism in being a total fraud. I added the word total in there. I'm
not trying to be hyperbolic here. I place him on flat earth level now.
Yep.
I really, honest to God, dude, there's no difference.
Well,
he lied about everything.
Well, Steve, I mean, to put him in the same league as Jism, holy shit.
I mean, all he's done is try to character assassinate me from day one. He didn't have a shred of evidence about the case. And people bought into it going, oh, look, Steve's a bad poopy head. He pissed off R and Raw, therefore he doesn't get, shouldn't get anything.
The thing is with that is that you and Aaron have a disagreement about one thing in philosophy. You don't disagree about anything else. And the only one who was trying to push that disagreement was Kyle.
He wanted that. Kyle doesn't understand the whole bullshit anyways. But yeah, he pushed for that. He's the one that actually was getting Aaron to work against me.
I have to read this.
I think he's a great guy.
Hang on, I have to read this. This isn't a super chat, but this is fucking funny. All hail King Steve. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Anyway, Steve.
True.
This one is special. Aaron Armstrong for $10 Australian. I love you, Steve, but you're going bald. Cut your hair to suit its growth, and we'll love you more.
There's only a handful of people that I give a shit about their love, and they seem to like it. So I'm keeping it.
And Just Brit $1.99. I love this community.
I hope you realize that Steve just admitted to polygamy.
Oh, I was just talking about it today with somebody, actually.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we're down. And by the way, even if somebody said said Steve, cut your hair, I'd be like, you know what? That's almost as bad as drinking Thunderbird, and this is not going to work.
Oh God.
We do you. We love you no matter what your hair is.
I know.
Copernicus Thinker for $6.
No matter what my hair. Okay.
Kyle's lawyer. Step forward for all you've earned. A participation trophy.
You showed. Hey, you know what? Kyle's lawyer is the only person that actually showed up.
Can I do the next one? Can I do the next one?
Yes.
Pro Gunner for $2.79 Canadian. Kyle, sue me. Steve, hold my scotch.
Those are the two words that Kyle's spoken that he's going to regret the most ever.
Yeah.
The sue me and then the you made the wrong move, buddy.
Yeah.
You made the wrong move, buddy.
Those are going to live on in perpetuity.
Got another one, $5 from Sarita Verde. So glad this all worked out for you, Steve. You're a great individual with a great heart and sound morals. That's why 6,000 subs left with you.
Thank you. And that's a very good point.
Yes.
And by the way, even though I've lost like 400 subs, and I think a lot of that was actually YouTube analytics, but those are all people on the drama communities that I don't want. And by the way, I want to build my channel up eventually. This is not the right time to do so, but I want active subs that actually want to watch the content. The people that watch now, by the way, my numbers have not changed that much at all as far as the views, because I have the core group, and the core group is what we've cultivated. The 500 people watching now, minus the 10% of the haters that are probably watching, these are the core group. The people that have stuck by me, Reg Rhetoric, because they're calling Reg Rhetoric a liar as well. That's bullshit. He's never lied to me. They're calling Booleantor a liar. Okay, maybe Reds, as being an asshole that he is, somebody could believe that he's a liar as well. Maybe. I obviously would never believe that because he's my bestie and he has never lied to me. But calling Booleantor a liar for your narrative, bad mistake. Bad mistake.
Bad mistake.
Am I being left out of the liar squad?
Well, yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
I mean,
I think I might have just gotten thrown under the bus.
The bus, the car, the
everything,
the steamroller.
Well, I want to give a special thanks to Kyle's lawyer. I will 3D print a participation trophy for you, and just be sure you get it to Kyle. Thank you so much for all that you've done. It's been great. And Mark says, Reds is an honest asshole. Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone, I love this fucking community. This community is great. And thank you very much for sticking with us while we were going through this process. But 14 days. It is now official. 14 days.
We need to start
the fucking clock.
Yeah, we need a countdown timer.
I will get the fuck on that. So, with that, I think it's time to wrap this up. So
yeah, I agree. I'm probably, you know what? I think we should have a rum and coke tomorrow night on this. You think?
I would join for that. I would join.
You join a rum and coke tomorrow night?
Fuck yeah, this is great.
What time tomorrow night?
I don't know. What time works for you guys?
The reason why I ask is because as soon as I get out of work tomorrow, I'm heading straight to an event with the wife that will have me busy until about 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't usually start my things till 7 o'clock.
We got a super chat from Kyle's disappointed mom.
Can I read this one? She says, do I need to get used to speaking to my boy through glass again?
Oh, God.
Quite possibly.
Damn.
Possibly. If he does, I can pretty much guarantee if he doesn't return the channel to me, he will be in jail at some point. That's almost a given.
And we're going to end on that along with saying it one more time. 14 days. 14 days. So,
should we
thanks.
play We Are the Champions? Or
can I end with two statements?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I would say Kyle get wrecked, but this is a whole past tense issue. And for a certain red-faced avatar, you still going to push the narrative that Steve is just now starting to file this court case?
Interesting.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's so much more we could talk about, Sean, and I kind of want to do something too, but I don't know. I want rum and coke tomorrow. I don't know. What do you think? Should I have like an after thing on my channel? Not a rum and coke night, but just there's more to talk about with this.
Well, I've got food coming, so I can't be a part of it.
All right, we'll post on it tomorrow. We're having a party. We'll have a celebratory thing tomorrow on my channel.
Yeah,
that gives everybody time to prepare. So
bring
everybody,
alcohol.
there's a lot more to talk about. This was just a taste of like the basics of what has happened. We get to deep dive it and go through it all more thoroughly and talk about more of the issues and where things are going to go from there tomorrow. Bring your alcohol, bring your snacks, BYOB, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. So with that, let's go ahead and bring this stream to a close. AT2 Productions, say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
Well, since some people have asked already, no, there will be no Veterans Talk Weekly tomorrow night because, as I said, I will be out with the wife. We are headed to the launch event for the 2020 model year of all the Ducati motorcycles. And yes, there will be much recording, and there will be a better model on the bikes this year than there was last.
And we are going to hand it off to Sweet Heathen.
All right. Well, thank you, Reds, for having me. And not just that, but thank you for a lot of other things you've been doing lately. It's definitely being noticed and appreciated. You've had the patience of a saint in a lot of ways. And in conclusion, I guess all else I have to say is fuck you, Kyle.
All right, fight the flat earth. Say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
Well, for me, this is an extremely happy occasion. The Non-Sequitur show is one of the things that brought me into this community. You know, I first found, like you, Reds, debating Jeranism on there. And the day that I was first invited onto the Non-Sequitur show, I was over the fucking moon. You know, and from that day on, I felt like part of the team. Not just a fan, I felt like I was part of the crew. And that was really special to me just coming into this. And to know that Steve has got it back and it's going to be what it was, as someone that's involved and as a massive fan, it just feels amazing. So congratulations, Steve. Well fucking deserved. Booleantor, I think you've got justice out of this as well. And Reds, well done for spearheading this campaign to get Steve what he rightfully deserved. And I will second Sweet Heathen with fuck you, Kyle.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, next.
Kyle lied to him too, so we'll be talking about that tomorrow as well.
Yep. And Cheshire, say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
I think the community and all of us involved owe Glenn a lot. I think we owe Glenn pretty much everything because without him, none of this would have happened. So special thanks to Glenn. And on my way out, I do believe I'm going to say the same thing that I said when this originally hit the judge's desk, which was, "We are the champions, friends."
Sean Hufford, say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
Oh, man. There's so much to say, but I think Sweet Heathen summed it up best. Fuck you, Kyle.
Bool, say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
I have to thank Glenn, too, for the fans. And the fact that we did this for the fans that lost that special something that was the Non-Sequitur show when all this went down. And in some ways, sometime before it went down, the Non-Sequitur show did change considerably. So now that we can get back to what the type of Non-Sequitur show that I like to produce, the Maggie Brysons, the Misha Griffiths, the Rick Yefrax, those people, those type of shows are the ones I enjoyed producing the most. And if I have anything to say about it, which I think I do, we'll be getting back to those. And fuck you, Kyle.
And Steve McRae, the owner, the rightful owner of the Non-Sequitur show. Say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
Yeah, I have to empathize what Cheshire said about Glenn. Without him, and none of this would have been possible. And with Booleantor said about the people like Rick and Maggie and all those guests that a lot of people probably would never have heard of. That's what Non-Sequitur is going to be about. We're not going to have just big names come in. We will have big names, but we will also have people that are not that big but have something to say, because that's what the channel was predicated on, was finding people that needed a place to have a voice. And if they wanted to build a channel from that, they would do so. And a few channels did from Non-Sequitur show. That's the mission statement of kind of what I foresaw for the Non-Sequitur show. And Kyle took it in a direction that I don't think the fans liked. from the feedback I've had from them, they hated it, to be honest with you. But it got away from the core values of the show, and I think that once we start it up again, you'll see a revisiting of the initial mission statement of the show. And I thank Booleantor for the hard work he's put in. I thank Cheshire and, of course, Reds for hosting this and all the things he's done to help the show. We're going to build a community. It'll be a community not just of the Non-Sequitur show, not just of Red's Rhetorics channel, not just of the shills, not just of the channels of the people that we're going to help build up, and not just of the Great Debate community. All of you have contributed to everything that has been a building of such an amazing community that supported people and helped people. And I want people to see the dichotomy between the people I would say on this side of the fence, the people that have been wanting to build something, the people that have wanted to have conversations, against the people that Kyle has been supporting, and their character assassinations of people, their lack of evidence for people, their narrative to tear down people rather than build them up. And I want people to see the difference and decide for themselves, what kind of person do you want to be? And that you decide who you want to watch and who you want to support. And I hope to God it is this side of the fence, because I have never in my life met so many amazing people that without them, I don't think I would have known how I would have made it through. So Reds, thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow, or I will see you tomorrow on my channel, and we're going to have a rum and coke night, and we're going to party. And yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to get a little drunk, which is about 3 beers for me at most. Later.
Peace out, man. I'm going to end it with one last super chat for $5. JM4N. Atheists, theists, agnostics, philosophers, globe earthers, flat earthers, the court. They're all in agreement. Fuck Kyle. So with that, Kyle, just want to say, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye.